didn't understand what it meant to say, I was a father until I became one, because I've realized something about all this sin, all this stuff we get stuck into. The greed, the lust, sloth, the envy. And it's so easy to get stuck into thinking about all of the things that keep us from God in this relationship. That distance between the two hands connecting that doesn't bind the two together. I learned something when Jesus said, Daddy, that God brings these things together. I didn't understand until I became a father. I have 3 children. The first one's name is Abel. His middle name is just the letter A. It's just Abel A. So that when he's good, he's Abel Amazing. And when he's bad, he's Abel Atrocious. So we get to change his name to whatever kind of thing he's into at that time. Our second son's name is Roman Free, which you heard about. And our third one, I wanted to name him Lennon, Lennon, after John Lennon, because I love the Beatles. But my wife thought that he might be a Lenny, and we just didn't want a Lenny in our household. So she had the better idea. She said, how about you name him Jude, so that you get both your biblical reference and your Beatles reference at the same time. So every time in our household we say, hey Jude. So, yeah. Every once in a while we're like, Jude, 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 ow, wow. It's fun. And his middle name is Oliver, for the olive branch and for being the peacemaker, and he is that. But the best part is we wanted to have a middle name with the letter O, so that we call him Judo. Because we figure you're going to be the most popular kid in the 3rd grade if your name is Judo, you know? I have these 3 children, but I wanted to speak in particular about Abel. Now, before I continue, I don't know how this translates from English to Danish. I love my son Abel. He is a beautiful, beautiful boy. He has this big blonde afro of a hair. And he's joyful and wonderful, but so I just want you to know I love him, okay? But I mean, I love him with all my heart. But when my son gets hungry, when Abel is hungry and his blood sugar goes down, he starts to go like, and he says, Daddy, I'm hungry. And in my household, I'm the cook. I'm the one who likes, my wife can cook fine, but I'm the one, I love to cook. So, I go to the farmer's market and I bring home the organic chicken and I get the green beans and I snap them and I saute them with garlic and olive oil, and I take the chicken and I marinate it for 48 hours in the kitchen in my homemade balsamic vinaigrette, and I take the potatoes and I mash them and I add the scallions cut out of our garden with the rosemary, and we mush it all up, and I spend hours, and my son's going, I'm hungry. And I bring it to my son and I say, son, here you go. And he goes, nope, yogurt. Son, I marinate the chicken in the refrigerator. I want yogurt. The beans and the saute and the yogurt. Mashed potatoes. Yogurt. Ah! I love Abel. I love him dearly with all my heart. But when he finally gets his yogurt, when he finally eats his chicken and he remembers he does like these things, and he gets his yogurt and you see him and he's digging into it, I just want him to say thank you. Have you ever made a 3-year-old say thank you? Have you ever tried? You might as well try to pull their teeth out. You're like, just say thank you. Your yogurt, say thank you. Abel, say thank you. Just say thank you. I just want you. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Just and Abel maybe will go, oh, thank you. I love Abel. He's a sweet boy. But in our household, we decided early that we wouldn't do like the children's music. So when my kids listen to music, they listen to like Coldplay and Radiohead and Muse, and so when we're driving around the car, my kid in the back is like, "Daddy, play some more Beatles." So I make these mix CDs for him with all his favorite music on it, and so we put it into a CD player. Well, my son climbs up on top of the changing table. He reaches into the CD player. He pulls out the CD. He holds it up like this, and then he snaps it in half. And then he gives it to me and says, "Daddy, fix it." I can't. "Daddy, fix it." I'm sorry, son. It's broken. I can't fix it. It's just broken. "Daddy, fix it. Why are you mad at me? I didn't climb and reach in and hold and crack and snap and give. That's not my fault. Daddy, fix it. I'm not." I love Abel with all my heart. But I am so glad that Roman, when he was born, was made of rubber. Because Abel will just walk up to him and go, "Douche." What happened? I pushed him. Why? I don't know. Because he does that. I love Abel. I love him so much. I travel a lot in the U.S. I've been gone every weekend this year from January through now. I'm somewhere in the United States talking to groups like you. And when I call home, my wife passes the phone from child to child, around. And my Jude is only 2, and it's the best when he talks because all you can hear is breathing right now. It's just like, "Hi, Jude, how you doing?" But I get the phone into Abel's hand, and Abel is imitating his mother talking on the phone. So he gets on his big boy voice, we call it. He's like, "Hey there, Dad, how are you doing today? Yeah, so I played soccer today, or football. So I played football today, and I went out there, okay, bye." And he just like, and sometimes he'll say, "I run out of things to say, goodbye." And all I want is to hear Abel say, "I love you." That's all. I want to hear my son, when I'm a great distance away, I want to hear him say, "Daddy, I love you." So he's like, "Okay, Dad, I gotta go now." I'm like, "All right, Abel, I love you. Okay, goodbye. I love you. I love you. I love you. Abel, you there? Can you say I love you? Abel, say I love you. Abel, say I love you. Abel, just say I love you. Just say it. Just say it. Just say it. I love Abel. But you see, what I realized since I became a father was this understanding of what Jesus meant when he said, "Daddy." See, I realize now all of those things that my son does. I realized that in the eyes of God, we are just a bunch of 3-year-olds. That's all we are. We are just little children consumed with ourselves. How many times do we ask God for something? We're like, "God, I really just need help with this. God, give me help." And somebody comes up, "I'm here to help you." No, I'm asking God. "God, I need help. I need help." And then God brings you help, and we say, "Nope, yogurt." In my ministry, my car that I was driving died. And I prayed. I was "God, I really need a second car. I can't take the car from my family." And And Tia has to be able to try. And God, if you could provide a second car. And one of the students at my church came up to me one Sunday and gave me the keys and said, I want you to have my car. I want you to have my car. But it was this 1992 Astro van with rust on it, and the doors didn't open, and it smelled like dog, and the tires were always going flat, and the windows wouldn't roll down, and the heat didn't work. It was just a nasty car. And I'm like, God, when I asked for a car, I was thinking something more like a BMW. You know? Here I am praying for provision, that God gives it, and I say, nope, yogurt. And then when I get that, did I say thank you? Did I say thank you? No, I'm complaining that I'm driving this big, ugly van everywhere, and I'm hot, and it smells like dog, and I'm grumbling under my breath to God, and all God is saying, just say thank you. Just say thank you. Just thank you. For what, God? How about oxygen? That's not a bad idea. How about the Crab Nebula? How about Mount Everest? I remember once I was with a friend of mine, and we were in Vienna, and we were at St. Stephen's Cathedral. St. Stephen's Cathedral, and we're sitting inside this big church, you know, with big windows and tall and preaching and altars and gold and art, you know. And my friend, who is much smarter than me, I said to him, what do you think God thinks of all this? And he says, he probably thinks about it like a 3-year-old's crayon drawing that they put on the refrigerator. Can you imagine God like, oh, that's a really big church. Did you make that for me? Ah. How sweet. I made Mount Everest. But your church is great, honey. How many times do we break something? Do we break something, and then somehow we make it God's fault? God, I shouldn't have slept around with her. Fix it. Dude, it's broken. It's happened. It's broken. God, I just need to get an A on this test. Then study. That's how you can do that. God, my mother has cancer. Fix it. God says, I know. It's broken. I didn't do that. It's broken. It's broken. How often do we push somebody down? We just walk up to people and go, douche. No, maybe we don't do this physically anymore, although those two just seem to manage that. So, but don't we do that in our minds, in our heads? When we hear about that person who we find out that they slept with somebody, or that they've been out drinking too much, or they don't think the right things, or they don't act the right way, or they don't come to connect. Don't we, in our heads, douche? How often do you think your father is just saying, I love you, 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 I love you. And all he wants to hear is for us to say, I love you too, Daddy. I didn't understand what it meant to say, our Father, our Daddy, until I realized that God that was far away is brought close to me, and that God who is somewhere distant has made me his son, that I have become through the gift of Jesus on the cross, the distance between one and the other, God's hand reaches down and grabs me and says, you are my child. You are my son. In Romans 8, Paul puts it this way. Paul says, for those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. The Spirit you receive does not make you slaves. It does not make you slaves to the sin. It does not even make you slaves of trying to avoid the sin. This does not make you a slave in God's eye, but rather the Spirit you received brought about your adoption into sonship, into being a child of God. And by him we cry, he says, Abba, Father, Daddy. Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Don't you understand that when Jesus says, Abba, Father, he's bridging that gap, and that idea of grace is the idea of relationship. That what the gift is given to us is freedom to live as children of God. That we may be sons and daughters, and sons and daughters will always be sons and daughters. No matter who we push over. No matter how many times we do not say thank you. No matter how many things we break and say, Daddy, fix it. No matter how often we forget to say, I love you. Our Father has claimed us, has given us grace to be children of God. My son Abel, I came home from one of these trips, and we were at the grocery store, and the family all together, and we're wheeling the carts around, and I realized I forgot something in the aisle next to me, the next aisle over. And so I told them to wait there, and I went to the next aisle to pick up what we needed, and I heard Abel say, Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? Where's Daddy? So I came back into the other aisle, and I looked down to see where he was, and I said, Abel, it's okay. I'm right here. I'm right here. And Abel looked up at me, and his eyes got as wide as saucers, and he went running down the aisle to me, yelling at the top of his lungs, Daddy, I love you so much. Daddy, I love you so much. And he jumped into my arms, and we sat there, and we hugged, and we kissed right next to the green beans. We hugged, and we kissed. And if you don't think that I live for that moment, that my whole being is wrapped up in that moment, then you don't understand what it means to God when you say, Daddy, I love you so much. The other thing that I figured out about my son Abel is no matter how bad he is, no matter all the mess he gets into, I have discovered that there is nothing that my son could do that would make me love him anymore. And there is nothing that my son could do that would make me love him any less. I will always, always, always love my son, and he will always be my son. That is grace. And if me, stupid, egotistical, proud, foolish Jay, can love my son that much, how much more does your daddy in heaven love you? How much more does your daddy love you? This gift of grace, this adoption into being a child, is what grace is all about. That is what we are here for this weekend. To be reminded that we are children, to be reminded that we cry out, Abba, to be reminded to say thank you, to be reminded to say, Daddy, I love you so much. reconnect with your Abba. Reconnect with that God who will always love you, no matter what you do or don't do. Use this weekend. Cry out to your Abba. Let us pray. Daddy, Father, we love you so much. Thank you for everything that you have given us. Daddy, your name is holy. We ask for your kingdom to come, your way of being in the world to be here in this gymnasium, in these people. When we break things, God, forgive us. God, when you forgive us, you will remind us to try to forgive others. Like a good daddy, keep us from the things that hurt. Everything is yours, Daddy. The power, the glory, the world and all that is in it. To you we cry out, I love you.